And a very good evening to you. It's an absolute pleasure to have your company on this Wednesday. This is Creative Cravings. Now, slight change throughout today, but what we're going to do is we're going to explain that just in a little bit more detail in a moment or two. I am, if you don't already know by now, I am Craig Laird. Now today, I'm being the presenter. However, I'm not all alone. We do have the legend herself. Jan's with me as well. She's going to be doing the demonstrating, and she's right across there already. Hi, Jan.
Hi, honestly, this is very strange, Craig, isn't it, having you over there and me over here? But I was just saying, it is fabulous to be working with you again, honestly. I remember sort of like, more than 12 months ago, wasn't it, when we did our first show together? We had such a blast. So it's been a long time coming, so I'm really looking forward to this today. So yes, an early drive to get here this morning, but it's been a great day so far, so loving it.
Brilliant, absolutely, yeah. Now, we're going to hold no apologies. We may stumble a couple of times because you're watching this at 7 p.m. at night or 2 p.m. Eastern time, 11 a.m. Pacific time. However, it's actually 2 minutes past 9 in the morning here in the UK. Now, we've had to do a bit of a flip reverse, so we are recording this now in the morning, but what it's going to do is it's going to play out live as you're watching it right now, basically. So what you can still do, although we're technically not live in the fact is we've got the iPad, we've still got our social team there ready to go. So any comments, any questions like that, still get them through, and then they'll be able to answer them as well. We on the team as well are going to be popping on throughout the evening, and we can help as well. So still get your comments in. So we're going to have Creative Cravings for an hour. So that's going to be 7 p.m. here in the UK for that 1 hour, or as I say, right now. But then the reason being is because for you guys stateside, Sarah's got an incredible USA warehouse clearance. So that being 3 p.m. for you guys Eastern time or 12 noon Pacific time. So it's got a jam-packed evening, and so far it's been a jam-packed day with yourself, because between myself and Jan and also Ben and Jan throughout today, it's been, I'm going to say, it's been a lot of fun. I don't know if it is, but I do in a way, because I know that each day is a lot of fun. So what we're going to do is we're going to get cracking. We're going to get started. And what we're going to do is we're going to showcase something that actually only launched on the 9th, which was just yesterday. And this is all about our craft kit. Now, this one here is all about the pop-up. Now, this is, if it is something that you are new to when it comes to the craft kit, it's everything that you've got within the box. All that you need is a little bit of adhesive. However, we do have that covered as well, just in a moment or two. So this is a shaped pop-up. So this is a craft kit, or so you guys stateside, if you are in the subscription, you will already have that winging its way to you. Let's have a look. So this is just the sort of thing that you can be making here. So I'm going to pop it just to the side, where you're going to be able to see, you're going to decorate your card. It's going to be really nice. Let's go that way. So really nice card, and then what you're going to do, as soon as you open it, oh, hey, pops up. You can see that one there with the happy birthday. Well, it's the birthday with the present. So that's your shape pop-out craft kit. So what you're getting is you're actually getting over 300 elements within that one there. $24.99 here in the UK, $24.99 for you guys stateside. If you are for Platinum members, it's $19.99 for you guys if you are in the club and Platinum. Now, what we're also going to do is, I kind of alluded to a moment ago, when it comes to adhesive, we have got, this is our hero tool. So within the hero tool, you're going to see it up on your screen in a moment or two. This says exactly that. It's the hero. We've got a lot of elements here that you can get creative with. The core basis, basically. What we've got is we've got tape pens, we've got our pokey tool, we've got brushes, we've got Koala glue, bone folder. So let's have a quick look as well here. Now, this is our Koala all-purpose glue. So this is one that we always like to say it's going to be renamed as Leanne's favourite glue in the world, that you can see here. Now, what we're going to do is we're also going to give you your tape runner as well. Now, within this one here, 22 metres in total. This is your straight tape runner. But then we all like our pokey tools. So we're giving you the pokey tool as well. So whether it's your double-sided tape, maybe your paper piercing, anything like that. But then if you've got your tacky glue, maybe your all-purpose glue as well, we're giving you a little applicator, so you're getting 2 in these, including the little pins as well. Then what we're giving you is the distress tool. Great for if you maybe like to do a bit of soft crafts, you want to take away the thread ends or that. However, perfect for distressing the edges of your cards. We're then giving you the bone folders as well. So whether you are folding your cards, doing your concept cards, you always like that nice, crisp, clean edge. We're going to be able to do that as well. So it's the 6 elements, but as you can see, if you actually break them down individually, because some of them have a few items within that pack, it's well more than that. So £13.50 here in the UK, $20.99 for you guys stateside. If you are platinum, £10.52 for everyone that is in the platinum, or $16. What I want to say as well is I do always like to say as well, you guys across Europe don't feel left out. Head across to your part of the website .eu and you'll be able to find all of your prices there. But what we're going to do is we're going to go crack on. We've got another deal as well that we're going to show you right now. Now this one is all about our creative cards. Different spin on this one here. This is where we're giving you the stamp, but also the die. So you can see it on your screen right now. You're going to see actually what you're going to get included within the full bundle there. Create a card, stamp and die. In total, you're getting 24 elements, £77 here in the UK, $83 for you guys stateside. You're getting that really good saving at the bottom. But for you guys that are platinum in our Club Inspire, $61.60 for you in the UK, or $66.40 for you guys stateside as well. Now these ones haven't been seen since January. When it comes to the Hero tool, everything, if you want to go for it individually, is all in stock apart from the tape runner. The only way at the moment to get the tape runner is within the Hero tool, and that craft kit just launched on the 9th, which was yesterday. So that's what's coming up throughout, of course, Creative Cravings. So we can see this is what you're going to be getting when it comes to the actual collection. So you've got that nice selection. We'll quickly show you the boards as well. Let's go for the boards here. Now, I absolutely adore our creative cards, whereas this has now got a completely different spin on it, where we've got the stamp to do the decoration as well. So we can see on this one here, we have got our natural beauty. So we've got that forest effect there, great for any seasons, perfect of course for autumn and winter. But then we've got, look at that one, the wild and free. Now you can, if you want, use the die on their own, or absolutely use the stamp on their own. Stands out as a lone one. And then we've got the Scenic Village here. So let me turn that here, but we'll turn it that way. So you can see this is what the image is going to look like once it's stamped and coloured. Of course, colouring it any way that you want. Then what we have got is the charming shirt for this one here. So many different occasions. Straight away you're thinking of weddings, a lot of different ways that you can use it too. But then what we're also giving you, the flowers and vines. Really good one if you want to pop a little photo or a frame, or maybe a shaker. We know how Joe loves his shaker. And last but not least, still included, this is the butterfly frame as well. Another good one where you're maybe to frame your images, but we've got all these wings that are going to pop up as well. So very dimensional as well, without using dimensional glue such as all-purpose glue, foam pads, or glue gel. But what we're going to do now is we're going to go right back to where we started to, and this is where we're going to have a look and we're going to show you what is coming up within that craft kit as well. But instead of me doing it, this is where we're going to go over to Jan, and Jan's going to go over it in a lot more detail. Jan, this is a really good one, isn't it?
I love all the subscription boxes. I was just saying the other day, Craig, I've got them all lined up on the top of my cupboard, and it's very pleasing to see them all with the numbers down the side of the boxes. So yeah, I was watching Sarah when she launched this yesterday, and honestly, you were loving it out there. So the whole idea behind this one then, I'll show you on the overhead there. We've got that gorgeous little decorated front, however you wish, but the actual fun part, I'll do it this way so that you can see inside. Oh no, we want to be that way. Yep. Oh my goodness, poor Charlotte. There we go, look. So you can see inside you've got this lovely pop-up element. And for those of you that didn't see it yesterday, I'm going to teach you how to do this morning. And it's so simple. It's just got one metal die that does all the work, and then the rest of it is all your stamping and decorating. So let's have a look at what we've got in that box then. So as usual, you get used to these coming to us. It's box number 34, shaped pop-out craft kit. And again, it is packed and packed with goodies. It says on the front that it makes a minimum of 24 cards, and I think that minimum should be highlighted, because obviously we give you the card blanks in there, but you can stretch that and you can add to you can add your own to it. There's plenty of embellishments and things and that in there to keep you going. So let's have a look inside. I just love the presentation of these. So once you open up, this is the baby that we actually need to make those cards. So that's the piece of metal, and that does all the work for you. It does all the cutting, stamping, the scoring. All you've got to do is just nip everything into place, which I'll show you when we do the demo, and you get that gorgeous pop-out effect. So that's sort of the worker die, the element that you need to do the concept. Everything else has all the goodies in there that you can help to decorate it with. So like you may be used to with the craft kits, we get a stamp set in there as well. So you've got a row of little presents here that you can stamp out, which I'm going to use on my demo this morning. You've also got the cakes, so if you want to make a birthday cake with those pop-up elements, the candles to decorate the cake with, several sentiments, and then some little embellishments in there as well. So absolutely jam-packed full of detail on there for you to play with the stamps. And then we also get 2 different sets of bling. You know, no card's complete without a bit of bling, Craig, is it?
Absolutely.
So you get pearlescent finish and the crystal finish in there, all in colour tones that match the card and paper that I'm going to show you in a second. So those those make me very happy when I see those bits in there. You've also got 3 different sizes of not just ordinary ribbon, organza ribbon, which is one of my favourites. I always go for the organza if I'm buying ribbon. It's that sheer finish. So you've got the narrow one, you've got one that's about 1 centimetre there, 1/2 inch, and maybe just under 1 inch on that one. So beautiful colour palette again on this one. That purple is gorgeous. And then again in there we've got our card blanks. So you get your 6x4, your 5x7 and your 6x6 card blanks again. Loads of those in there to work with. We're going to go with the 6x6 in a second to do the demo. As always, you're going to get matching envelopes to go with those as well. So when you've made your card, you've got the envelope to slot it into. And last but not least, in the bottom of there, again, what we get used to in there is we've got a gorgeous selection of coloured cardstock, which is double-sided. You know, it's not just any old cardstock. You know, I'm drawn to the back there straight away. Those 2 together, you know me and my pink, I'm drawn to those. But I have actually I've gone with a bit of plum purple today. So we're going to use that one in the demo. And we've changed the packaging in them as well. You may have noticed here, we're trying to get rid of some of the plastic elements. And this, oh my goodness, I'll be saving this.
So would I.
You know, this is going to be used for something else, whether it be in envelope form or whether I chop them down to use them as paper. So all your elements come in these. I just left the papers in to protect them, but look at these. So again, you know, if I just pull, we're going to use this combination this morning. Just look how well they tone together. Absolutely beautiful. It's all been thought through. We've got some lovely stripes in there. You've got that more retro herringbone type look. The spots in there. Little hexagons. It's a gorgeous colour palette, as I say, and then you've got some gingham in the back there. But as I say, all coordinated to match that cardstock. So a really, really jam-packed full box again with that. So let's pop those back in the box. Are we going to go straight to demo? Let's get cracking then and show you how to actually make it. So I'm just going to pop everything back in there. I'm going to need the die. We'll leave that one out. I'll leave a bit of bling out. And I've got my card blank out at the ready. So we'll pop that to one side.
Just to say as well, Jan, sorry to butt in for you there. It was just to say for you guys stateside, if you are in the HSN subscription, you'll already get this one winging its way to you. You might already received it. So if you are in the subscription, you know, think positive, stay safe. You know the fact that it's coming to you. So there you go, you don't need to worry. Anyone else, pop it into your basket, absolutely. Sorry, Jan.
No, that's absolutely fine, honestly. It's a good point, Craig, because obviously, you know, I know sort of in America, when you've subscribed to that process, you've not even got to worry about whether you've got yours secure or not. It's there coming to you. So what I've done is I've taken one of the 6x6 card blanks out of the kit, and we're going to use this for the sort of the outside element of my card. Now, obviously, if you cut into this card, you're going to have sort of gaps in the back of it. So what I've done is I've just cut a piece of plain white card to go inside, and this is 1/4 inch smaller all the way round. So I've got 11 3/4 by 5 3/4 just to fit inside. Now I haven't scored it yet. That would be the first thing that I'd point out. Is not normally I would cut my card, score it, and I would fold it in half ready to have my card blank. But for this concept, we need to cut the die before we score. And that reason being is you do not want a score line across the middle of your design. It's going to mess with all the other score lines that are in there, and it's going to spoil it. So remember not to score. So what I have done is I found my halfway mark, And I've just popped a little pencil line, excuse me, at the 5 3/4 mark there, which is where my score line would normally be to fold it in half. And then I'm going to take my die off there. And if you turn it over, you can just see on the edges here, there's a little tiny notch at each side which marks the center point on your die. So that's the bit that I want to line up with my pencil line in the center of the card. So we're going to get some of the element comes out of the top part of the card and some of it out of the bottom. Now remember that you want your birthday part at the bottom. So we need a little bit of double-sided tape there, just to double-sided low-tack tape, Jan. I'm getting mixed up with my tapes this morning.
It's been an early start for
this
you, though.
evening.
Been,
honestly, I'm not going to get used to this.
Both stumbling that one.
So again, just popping those notches on that pencil line, and I'm just going to tape it gently, top and bottom there. And then we need to run this one through the Gemini. So I've got my plates at the ready. Pop that on there, and it's going to do all the die cutting for us with one pass through the Gemini. So if you've got any other machine out there, it is just a thin metal die. It will go through any of the machines. Okay, I've picked the large Gemini because of the size of my project. If you were working on a smaller project, the die itself is actually small enough to fit on the junior plates, but obviously you need the card around it, so you may need the larger platform to sort of take care of your card as well. So when we take that out of there, pop these back to one side, and we've got this element that's all die cut at the ready for us. So when I did this at home yesterday, literally just picked it up and all the bits just fell out there. So we've got, just release that tape nice and gently so it doesn't damage anything on the card. And look, bits are gone. They're all there. Yep. So you can see this straight away. You can see where the letters come in here.
I like that effect on the top, actually, Jan. Yeah.
Honestly, it's just like that. You know, you could sort of leave it like that. It's quite. You could pop the candles on it, couldn't you?
You could actually.
But yeah, we've got a little bit of folding to do. But just before that, now's the time to do the score line. So I'm going to bring in my score master here, and all I'm going to do is line up. Again, we were talking about this the other day. I always have the central line down mine, and it's dead easy then to just where I've got the pencil line. I know that's going to be the inside of my card. It's the center point. So all I want to do is score that outside piece. I do not want to come through any of the letters or any of that mechanism in the middle, straight to the other side, and just that little bit that's left, I'm going to pop a score line in, because that's where your card's naturally going to fold in half.
So you're using there, this is a score master, isn't it, Jan? You're using with that one there. So if you've not got a scoreboard or maybe an envelope box maker, anything like that, at the moment we've got a really, really good Get It, Got It Good. So we're going to go over that in a little bit more detail just after Jan's done this demonstration. So if you are in the market, then keep those eyes peeled.
So then all I've done now, the first part is to get the bottom half to stand up. So I've got my hand on the base here, and where the little letters are scored, I'm just pushing them forward. We need to sort of teach the card now where we want it to go. So just pushing them forward to get them to stand up. You can see how the card's wanting to move forwards there, okay? And then on the top of the letters, I'm just going to nip those back the other way. So just again, there's a score line already in there. Across the top of each letter, just give it a little pinch with your fingers, just to give the card that idea that we're going to fold back on itself. So that's there. And again, just keep pushing. You can see how it's now forming that shape in there.
I actually like what you just said a minute ago, Jan. Teach the cardstock.
Yes.
I like that. Yeah. I've never thought of saying it
Cardstock
that
doesn't
way.
really have much of a memory, Craig. It will want to go flat again. So you have to teach it where you want the score lines in. So the two little score lines that I popped in the side with the scoreboard are going to be sort of your valley folds. And can you see, you can see that shape coming up now at the top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press that down flat, and I'm going to take my bone folder. And already I've used my pokey tool from that kit you've got there, Craig. I've used my bone folder. We're going to be using some of the adhesives. Really is a good little kit to get everything together.
Absolutely.
So all I'm doing is just creasing those folds in so that we've got a nice good we've got the first part done. Then we need to think about this top section. So again, the bottom of this is going to come forward. So I'm going to start pushing from behind, push it forward again, because we want these to stand up in just the same way that we did the letters. So on that score line, just popping it that way. And then the top ones, give them that pinch again at the top. You can see where the score line's in there. So I'm just pinching it between my thumb and finger where that score line is. And again, keep pushing here and you'll see these next ones start to stand up. And that last one, just give that one a little pinch on there. Just get it on the right. I've not nipped it very hard, I don't think. Yeah.
It's just one of those projects, you just want to sit down and just take your time, don't you? And just, as you say, teach the cardstock to fold.
And then that one right at the top here, we're going to push this one in. So you can see how we're getting that shape again. You see how it's all sort of coming together?
Yeah.
And then I'm actually going to fold the whole thing down on itself. Just make sure everything's in the right place. Fold it down and you'll literally get it to fold all the way in half. And then I'm going to bring my bone folder in again and make sure that all those folds have got a really nice tight crease in them.
And that's something we always go on about, all of us on the team, with the bone folder.
You can see there, if I bring it this way, you can see on there where we've got that lovely pop-up element. Okay, so I'm just going to jump forward just one step because I've done exactly that at home. And then I've cut the die again in a different colour because what I want to do is actually back all the letters to make them stand out. So if I leave that one there, you can see what I've just cut, and then you can see here where I've started decorating. So all I did was run my die through some of the purple cardstock, and I've just, where these are, I've just literally took my little snips and just snipped the letters out from the background, okay? So we've actually got that covered element there to make them stand out a bit more. And then I've started decorating the top with the stamps. All right, so what I've done here, let me bring this one in so that you can see. You can see you've got those gorgeous little presents here. And all I've done is stamp them out, coloured them with some of my alcohol markers, and we're going to stick those on the top here to make the presents along the edge. So I've just left these four to stick on. So in comes my tacky glue, and I'm going to pop a bit of that on each of those upright pieces, just on there. And then we're going to take those little presents and just stick them on the front there.
Look how well that's coming together.
It's a great colour scheme as well. I love the green and the purple, and that was taken purely from the piece of paper that I've chosen to work with. So the colour scheme, you know, sort of the paper lent itself to that colour scheme. So just give those a second to grab, and you can see now where we've got that extra detail with the pop-up. So it folds flat to go in the envelope, and then it pops up with the detail on there. So again, we're going to pop this now inside our base card. Remember I said I'd taken the 6x6 card out of the kit, but obviously we've got a little bit of sort of blank going on behind. So again, taken a piece of the other colourway from the kit, one of the other colours, and I've cut a piece that measures the 5 3/4, which is the same width as my inside card, the one that we've die cut, by 6 inches in total, and then scored it halfway. And what I'm going to do is sit this behind here so you can now see how that green shows through the back. Okay, so we're just going to pop that one on. I'm going to put a little bit of glue across the top here, and you can use your wet glue, you can use your tape runner, whatever it is, if you prefer your finger lift tape. So as long as we've got that sealed inside there, and I'm just going to sit this inside, line up the fold in the middle, and then literally pop that one in the back there.
So you're actually, that's a good idea. So you've popped that green cardstock on the back
on the
of
reverse.
That so instead of popping the green on that card insert part, you've actually popped it on the reverse first.
Yes.
Yeah,
you could pop it on the insert, but obviously on the card's a wee bit wider, because if you remember I cut this down slightly. So because this is the same width as the insert, I just found it easier to go straight onto the back of the card, and then we can actually get it stuck inside the card here. But just before we do that, I'm just going to grab my tape pen, and And I've taken some pieces of the pattern paper. You saw this one. I said we were going to use this one earlier. So I've actually created a matten layer for the front of my card with that purple again, which matched the lettering. And then the scraps that were left over, I've just taken a couple of strips. And what I'm going to do is pop those top and bottom of that inside, just so that we've got a little bit of sort of coordination with the front. So this one's going to go on here. And then the second one is going to go in the bottom so that it links to the front of the card. So again at the bottom here, and I've cut these just slightly smaller so we've got that little white border going round.
Loving this.
Okay, and then on the back, I'm going to do the base first. So we've got, our tape runner is more than adequate for this. If you prefer the wet glue, you can glue with your wet glue. Just make sure we've got plenty on there. And then I'm going to pop this inside my 6x6. This was the original card that came out of the kit. So again, I'm going to line it up with the score line. Oops. Making sure I'm not over the score line. So I've just buttered it up to the edge of the score line. I've left the gap around each side. And we've just got that little 1/4 of an inch border.
It's like a wee matten layer, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And then this one's going to stick to the top here, okay? So again, we can get our glue on the back of here and then just fold that one onto the top here.
I know obviously the colour choices are there in the kit, but the way that you've brought them together, I'm loving that effect.
I just like the purple and the green together.
Yeah.
And then it's up to you, you know, all the details inside, but I just felt just to finish off, we're going to pop a matten layer on the front and that ties it in with those colours inside. So we've just got that purple matted onto that lovely, I love this pattern, I think it's gorgeous, the circles on
really
there.
Nice, really nice.
And then from your stamp set, I've stamped out on your, so we've got on your here, and we've got a little foam pad on that one.
Oh, my foam pads.
Hey, I've sorted it, I'm sorted, Craig. I've sorted it, yes. I've found on our website some double-sided self-adhesive sheets. That's the wrong word. Foam sheets that you can cut up. So you make your own foam pads.
Yeah.
And I find the back of those easier to get off. You know my love of everything foam pad, honestly. Yep. So yes, I envy your ability to take them off. But we have a love-hate relationship, me and foam pads. Oh, but yes, gosh. I found this the other day. I was going through my cupboard. I actually had it in the cupboard.
Did you? Yeah.
And this is typical me. You know, I've had it sat there in the cupboard all this time, struggling away with the foam pads. And this is an A4 sheet. You get 2 or 3 sheets in the pack, and you just cut it to whatever size you want.
Yeah.
I'm sorted. Sorted. Look, I've got it on the back. Literally, they just peel.
And that's the thing as well, things like nest and dies, or dies with a relatively plain shape, you can die cut them in that as well.
Yes, you can, yeah.
Brilliant.
And then just to finish off, I'm just going to take a couple of those gorgeous little gems. So we've got the purple there to match that paper, and we'll just pop, whoops, one wanted to go there. Just pop a couple of those, a couple of purple, and we'll pop a green one. I like to work in sets of 3.
Snap.
Yep, just add a bit of decoration. And you can see there, let's move all the gubbins out of the way.
That is gorgeous.
And we've got that front there on your, and then inside, you've got that birthday inside there.
Brilliant.
You could also, you know, this could easily, I said like this stamp set had the little cake pieces on as well. So you could stamp the cakes to put on here, add the candles on it. There's no reason why you couldn't have popped a candle here. But so many different ways of actually doing it. That's just literally one of them. Okie doke, so that's your subscription box, Craig. Really good fun.
That is brilliant. That is so good. And that's the sort of thing as well as if you're a relatively new crafter. Now, first of all, obviously, with everything that's going on in the world and still is, you know, there's a lot of more people coming to crafting, not just us at Crafter's Companion, but in general. Now, of course, yes, you would need a die cutting machine, as Jan was showing you there, in the size that she done, you would need an A4 one. Not necessarily a Gemini, but as long as it's a large die cutting machine. But if you've got one of them, or you've got access to one of them, get the craft kit. Absolutely suggest the hero tool. You've got the additional elements in there with the adhesive, as well as the tools, and you're good to go, either for yourself or for a friend or family member. But that was the craft kit that you can see there. So that was the pop-out. Very, very popular yesterday, and I am pretty sure that it's going to be another successful day, popular day when it comes to that craft kit. Over 300 elements, $24.99 here in the UK, $24.99 for you guys stateside. For anyone that is platinum here in the UK, it's $19.99. Or for you guys in the US of A, it's the same when it comes to the dollars, $19.99. Either crafterscompanion.co.uk.com or .eu for you guys across in Europe to see your prices as well. Now, I kind of touched upon something that you might want to invest in if you've not already got one, and that is currently our brand new Get It, Got It Good. So this week it is all about our Score Master, the boxer, as well as the envelope box maker. So you can score your cards, you can make your boxes, you can do your concept cards. Not just the boxes, what about the envelopes? So your envelopes, you can do them whether they're flat, whether they're 1/4 of an inch, 1/2 an inch, or maybe an inch in depth. You can make them small, you can make them large. It's entirely up to you. You no longer have to work around the size of the envelope. You can create your project and work the envelope around that. £25 here in the UK, $25 for you guys stateside. That is your current Get It, Got It Good. There we go. So there we are. So do check that one out as well. As you've seen, Jan was using hers, and we're always using ours here on Crafters TV. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go over from one craft kit to now create a card, which has got so many possibilities. Certainly, if you're wanting to maybe do things like your sidesteppers and that when it comes to the Get It, Got It Good, you absolutely can do. And this is our create a card. This is a stamp and die set. Now, this is 24 elements in total. Now, between myself and Jan, we'll go over that in a little bit more detail just shortly. £77 here in the UK, $83 for you guys stateside. When it comes to platinum here in the UK, $61.60 for you guys in the UK, or $66.40 for you guys stateside as well. That is if you are in the platinum. Now, with these ones here, what these are about, you may be familiar actually with our Creator cards. This is now taking our Creator cards one step forwards, and this is incorporating stamps to get a lot more actual pinpoint accurate detail that you can colour in whichever medium that you want. Now, within these ones here, what you're going to be able to do is create things like this one. So if we're turning it that way, so this one is the butterfly frame here. Now, these will go through your Gemini Junior and your MIDI, but of course that does depend on the size of the card blank you're using. Let's just pick that one up bit better. Butterfly frame within that one there. Got the frame because you could pop sentiment in the middle, maybe even a photo. But then what you've also got, if you're going for the full bundle, it's the flower vines. This one here also being a frame within the middle. I know that we'll see it in a bit more detail shortly with Jan, but a lot of decoration and a lot of pinpoint detail within this one here. And why not, if you want, use the stamp on its own if you want, or even the die. It's entirely up to yourself. But then with this one here, we're going on to the charm and chart. So a lot of different occasions you could be using this one for. Straight away, I'm thinking weddings. But by changing the colour completely, it could be an autumn theme, could be a winter theme, but think of spring and summer as well. Whether it's classics, tri-blend, sparkle, illustrator, you've got that choice. Then what we're going to go on to here is the Scenic Village here. Now, I think we all know someone, family, friend, or distant friend that lives within a village. I know I would like to live. Reminds me, Jan, you know the comedy, The Vicar of Dibley?
Yes,
French.
it does, doesn't it?
Reminds me of that sort of theme within that one there. So
the drive into my village looks like that where I live. Yeah. The older part of the village has got the little, not so much the thatch roofs, but the little stone cottages and things. Yeah.
And I bet you it looks stunning whether it's wintertime with the snow or summertime with all of the florals and that.
Yeah, they've got all the ivy and the vines growing up the side of them and everything.
Oh, fab. Gorgeous, isn't it? All these different occasions, and or more so times of the year you can use them for. But we're still getting this one if you are going with this one here when it comes to the full collection. So within this one here, you can see the stags on that one. So we've got wild and free. Now you could chip into them. You know, you could chip into them if you want. Ideally, chop into them. Create your own little bit of decoupage if you want to. They are huge fan at the moment when it comes to stags. Stags seem to be growing in popularity as of late.
I'm going to demo that one, Craig.
And brilliant.
I like that one,
Can't wait for that one. And then on this one here, what we've got, so we've got natural beauty. Now, why? Oh, thank you, Johnny. Thank you, Johnny. You wee flirt, yeah. Within this one here, why not chop out the actual stag and pop it into the middle? A lot of different ways that you can be using that one here. So that's that one. So as I say, you're getting the die, but you're also getting the stamp as well. So within that full one there, you can get the full collection, $77 here in the UK, $83 in the United States of America. However, what you've got, if you're only wanting to pick and choose a few of them, we've actually got the option where you can get 2 of them, 2 for £30 or 2 for $35 for you guys stateside as well. So maybe you don't want to go for the full collection. Maybe you can't actually reach to the full collection at the moment. You can, of course, just pick and choose with that little bit of a multi-buy. A lot more information when it comes to them and ideas. You can, of course, go across onto our website, crafterscompanion.co.uk.com or .eu. But when it comes to inspiration and ideas as well as some finished samples, I know Jan's got quite a few that she's actually going to be showing us.
So honestly, this is, I think it's ingenious, Craig. Like you just said, we're taking Creator Card onto the next level. And the fact that you can stamp, and when you actually see this, when I do the demo, the fine detail on the die cut, the fact that you can stamp over the top of it. And if we're just zooming in there on this one, you can see those vines, little tiny, tiny strands of die cut, and then the stamp matches up perfectly with it to stamp. And you can colour with whatever medium you like, whether it be your pencils, your alcohol markers, your watercolouring, some of the sparkle inks, or the glitter pens if you have them, whatever you fancy. You could even stamp them out and paper piece with them as well, so to stamp on to your pattern papers and pop bits over the top. Yeah. So that's that lovely rose frame, and you've got the sentiment. Each one comes with a selection of sentiments with it. And then, I mean, this one, honestly, the butterflies on there, if you just look at the frame on that one, absolutely gorgeous. And again, it would work both ways. You could have it portrait or you could have it landscape on that one. And we've got that lovely church. So again, you know, sort of like Craig said, wedding themes, things like that. But I think some of these scenic ones, and when I demo, I'm very much sort of thinking again along that mail side of things. We get asked a lot about ideas for mail cards. I've been trying to incorporate this in some of my demos, Craig, and that's what I'm going to do with the stags in shortly. But I just think, you know, even the church and the village, depending on what colour scheme you choose, it would be nice, you know, for sort of like a happy retirement card or even a birthday card. But then bringing that colour back in, you've got those beautiful roses again there on that lace one. And then just another take. Look at that with the butterflies, just monochrome. I just think that's stunning. It's got the silver glitter card behind it and then just the black and white stamping without any colour. You know, you don't have to colour them in. No. It looks just good enough on its own. Really, really interesting. Exactly. So like I said, we're going to go to those stags to demonstrate, and I'm going to sort of keep it a bit more male themed again. So Wild and Free, this set's called. And in your set, you get the 2 pieces. You get the metalwork to cut out what is essentially the creator card. So this is going to create the front element of your card or the inside bit, wherever you want it to go. And then the stamp is designed to match completely and fit over the top there. So you get that beautiful image, which Craig, like Craig said, you know, just stamping this on its own would be a gorgeous image, but having the die cut behind it, which cuts out all the little elements in between, really elevates it to the next level. And then in this particular one, we've got a happy birthday and a with love sentiment. So they've all got different sentiments in them. You can mix and match those if you're buying the set. So what I want to do first then is cut out the actual die cut element. So we're going to take that, and I've just got either a piece of Nina or a piece of your stamping card, because I was going to use my alcohol markers on this one, and I've done the colouring on one ready. So if you wanted to cut this out of a colour, you could stamp over the top of a colour, you could stamp over the top of pattern paper. However you want to play it is up to you. So I'm just going to take this in place again so that it doesn't move, and I've cut my piece of card slightly bigger than what I wanted it, so that I can position this in the centre here. And I'm just going to pop a little bit of tape down each side because I don't want that to move. Bring the plates back in again, flip it over there because we've used the other side.
I'm
And
thinking
again,
as well, if you just cut into craft card or black card, you know, it's going to be a nice like silhouette halo kind of effect, isn't it?
it is, and I mean, then, you know, if you wanted to, you could just sort of stamp out the stamp and just snip the stags out and just lay those over the top. You know, you don't have to do the whole thing. So many different possibilities again, and this is what I like about sets, things that do more than one result. You know, you buy a die, it cuts out a shape, it's done. That's not me. I like something that you can start thinking and, oh, it might do this, could do that, you know, so you get the different elements there. Again, you can see with the Gemini, we've got all those pieces just pop straight out, and then just release that tape gently, and you can see that beautiful frame there has cut out those elements. And you can see in here where you've got, you know, the trees starting to emerge. You can see the sort of silhouette shape of the stags here, and then you've got the grass along the bottom. So like Craig says, you know, just to do that in black and maybe add a little bit of highlighter pen or something like that, it would look terrific. I've actually used craft card for my base, Craig. You know my love of craft card. I'm going to do the base of the card.
Don't you?
But the next stage is to then, if you're going to use the stamp, we're actually going to pop the stamp element over the top. So I'm going to bring in my stamping platform. I find this the easiest one to use for this. If you've got any of our other stamping platforms without the magnetic base, you just need to mark down whereabouts you were putting your stamp over the top to get it lined up.
Yeah.
I always use my symbol on here, and I always put my cardstock on that sort of corner above the Crafter's Companion bit, and it gives me a benchmark as to where the card is. And then we're going to secure that with our magnets. Because I've coloured mine in with alcohol ink, I've used our Finesse ink, which is specifically for alcohol markers. And then what I'm going to do is take that stamp off there, really nice big stamp there.
We craft very similar, Jan. You know, were you saying with the logo on the bottom right?
Yeah.
I'm doing this. I don't always line my card up above the logo, but I always have the logo on the bottom right.
I couldn't use it like that, Craig. It would send me whopping.
Oh no! It was.
And I can't have this bit not matching either.
No.
Honestly, it's got OCD. Honestly, it has to be the right way up. But now then, I just need to sort of get over the top of it now and all the detail on here. And all you really need to do is focus on a couple of points. So I'm going to check this top corner here, and I'm going to sort of have a look what's going on down here. And if you've got those two lined up, the rest of it by default will actually fall in the right place. And just remember that when you die cut your card, it can just stretch it slightly. So make sure your card's flat underneath before you pop your stamp on. But what I've done is I've sort of eyeballed this corner here to make sure that this bit's in the right place. And then I've come further down. I've actually used the antlers on the stag just to make sure that those are in the right place. And by doing that, the rest of it should be. And then the beauty of your stamping platform is that you know now that that's going to be in exactly the right place there. So make sure everything's flat. Make sure it's not moved, and that's why I use that point as a guide. And then we're going to ink up that stamp. So taking your ink pad to your stamp, if it's a large stamp like this, I usually sort of smear the ink all over the back of it to start with so that I can see the stamped area, but then add your taps on there. That's what gives the ink pad, it encourages it to release its ink when you use that tapping action. So give it a good ink up. And now we don't even need to worry about whether it's in the right place because I did all the lining up first. So I've got the security now of knowing that when we go stamp down with this, give it a little press all the way around, give chance for that ink to transfer onto your card. It is quite a large, we're looking at sort of like an A6 size. I think the die's 6 inches by 4 inches.
See, while you're just doing that, Jan, I just want to pick up something you said as well, and it's something that we never actually talk about or make clear, and you're absolutely spot on. When you're doing die cutting, because of the pressure, and the pressure's good, it can stretch your cardstock sometimes. So if that happens, you know, don't worry or don't fear, but it is something that we don't, actually, I don't think any of us have kind of mentioned that before, so it's a good thing to mention.
Whenever you put it through the machine, so either die cutting or embossing for that matter, it can just stretch it a little bit. But when we actually take this away, I'll just move all the trappings over there and have a look now. Let me just pop it on, have I got another piece of card? I must have another piece of card. I want to colour so that you can see it. Here we go, look. but just look
Oh, wow.
at that detail there. And you've got all the elements in the trees there. You've got that sort of mountain range or hills in the background, whatever you want it to be.
Yeah.
Those beautiful stags making an appearance in there. So when you actually come to colour, and I've actually done this at home ready because I didn't want to focus too much on the colouring. I'll take that one out and bring this one in. You can see how that comes to life,
Incredible.
just pops into life there. So again, you know, I didn't want to add too much colour. I've just gone with sort of one green, a couple of tones of brown and a little bit of grey just to do some shading on there. I didn't want it to be sort of too fussy. But as I say, if you stamped it again, coloured the stags in, I'd snip those out of this design. Like Craig says, you could start decoupaging, which again would give you another type of look. So what I've done then is I've actually prepared some craft card. I love my craft card, and I think for sort of guys' cards, it's a nice base to work with. So I've made myself either a diorama, or so I know some people call them a theatre card style. And if you want the measurements on this one, again, I usually start with what I've got going on at the front here. So I start with this measurement and I work my way up depending on what layers I want. And you can see how I've staggered the borders. I've not done a 1/4 of an inch. I've left a slightly bigger green border than I have the brown one, just to give that, you know, sort of offset it a little bit. So we've actually got, my total piece measures 11.5 by 6. And then I've scored it at 1 1/4 and 1 3/4. Okay, bring it back there for you. 1 1/4, 1 3/4. Spun it round and done the same on here. And then I just worked out what size I needed the aperture, stuck all my layers on, I drew the aperture on the back, and then I've been round with my craft knife and just cut out the centre because I wanted you to be able to see through here and actually go all the way through to the back. All right, and then I sort of had a little look in my paper pads to see what I could find.
Oh, I'd never thought of that.
And this is actually from the paper pad that came with the staycation stamps. And these are actually mountains. But when you pop this over the top, I want it to look as if this is the water.
Gosh.
And then this is just a mask that I use, a little bit of sticky note that I've cut round, stuck on, and used my ink round the edge just to create the moon, so that when we look at this scene through here, the mountains are actually becoming the water, and then we've got that moon just silhouetting the stags there. So let's pop it together then. So we just need to do a little bit of sticking on the sides there, and I've made a couple of mats and layers just to coordinate with that brown and green to go on the sides. So all I've done is fold, mountain fold in, valley fold back, mountain in, valley fold back. That's my back section. And then the front goes the other way. We've got the mountain fold first and then the valley at the back to create this. And then, as I say, I've just created a couple of strips using leftovers from that brown and green, and I'm going to pop those down either side there just to sort of bring it together. That one's going to go on that side, and then I've done the same for the other side.
100% perfect for a guy's card, isn't it?
It is, and again, you know, I mean, we've got Father's Day coming up in June. It could be a birthday, as I say, it could be a retirement card, it could be a get well, it could just simply be a thinking of you. You know, this time of the, you know, the sort of situation we find ourselves in, I think just sending somebody a card to say, I'm thinking about you know, is a really nice gesture. So we've got that one going on there, and then what I want to do is stick this one, and I've just popped some tape ready around the outside. This one's actually I couldn't make my mind up at first whether to put it on the inside.
Right enough, yeah.
But I think I quite like it on the outside.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, we're just going to take off the red line tape there, and I've just used that little narrow one. And I just want to stick it round the edge so that you can actually see through. You could pop a piece of acetate behind here to strengthen it if you wish. So you could actually stick acetate on the back of here. But I'm literally just going to pop this one in my frame and let that brown and green sort of be the picture frame there. So that's going to stick all the way around the edge. And then the last thing we need to do is add glue to these outside, that 1 1/4 inch strip there.
This is looking absolutely gorgeous, this one. In simple colours, or when I say simple colours, I mean a few colours.
Yes, I tried to minimise the colours, you know, just sort of keep it I don't know, I just felt that it didn't need a lot of
doesn't.
colour on this one. And then from the back there, I'm going to actually line up this edge with this one. So start in one corner, finish in the other corner there. And then when you've got them together and you've got them in the right place, give that tape a good rub just to warm it through and encourage that stick. And then the same at this side, line up those two edges. And again, give it just a rub. And we've got that lovely diorama. And then from that stamp set, wherever my stamps went, we've got that lovely, you could either have a happy birthday. I chose the with love for this one. And again, a bit of my newfound friend look. Oh, goodness me. And I thought that one could go just at the, you wouldn't think something would make you so happy, would it?
I know, a simple phone
Honestly, yeah, just sort of discovery that had been sat in my cupboard all along. It was just sat there sort of like, Jan, why don't you use me? Why don't you use me?
Jan, that
so
is
there we go, look, that's our diorama.
Gorgeous.
It's just got that depth in it there, just so that you can actually sit it up. Okie dokes. There we go.
Oh, that is absolutely fantastic. Well, what I'm actually waiting to say, now Johnny in our ears just said it, and I completely agree. I think, should we do that, Johnny? I think we should. Now, if you didn't see the start of Creative Cravings, myself and Jan have actually filmed this earlier on today because you guys in the US of A, you've got Sarah coming up at 3 p.m. Eastern Time or 12 noon for warehouse clearance. So myself and Jan have pre-recorded this hour. So although I'm not reading the comments, the team, social team will still be there. So while you're watching now, any questions, comments, they'll be able to answer it. If they can't, they'll get in touch with us and we'll answer it for you, no problem at all. So what Johnny was saying, and I absolutely agree, because we don't have the iPad, we don't have a card of the show. I think that should go straight in, card of the show. And I think me and Johnny are going to take a stance on this one and say absolutely, it's going in card of the show, 100%. So there we go. So that is one of the things that Jan was just showing you there. But let's have a look and see what else we've got on Creative Craving. So keeping along the lines of doing cards, doing men's cards, this is going to be good because this is the Left Fold Alphabet Collection. 93 elements in total with this one here. £48.72 here in the UK, $64.97 for you guys stateside. You're getting that really good saving that you can see at the bottom of your screen. Now maybe if you do like to do a little bit of colouring, maybe never tried the Aqua Pens, we've got a nice little starter kit for you here. Aqua Pens collection, this is 48 pencils, card, ink pad and the brush as well. £59.98 here in the UK, $79.90 for you guys stateside. What you're going to do is you're going to buy the pencils and the card, and you're going to get the ink pad as well as the brush for free. So you're buying the pencils and the cardstock, and you're getting the ink pad and brush for free. Now, everything that we all use here on the team, and this is our 12 by 12 texture cardstock. So you're getting 4 packs, you can see on the screen. Each pack, you've got 36 sheets in total, for $53.57 here in the UK, $66.86 when it comes to you guys stateside. Go across on our website, crafterscompanion.co.uk.com.eu, and you'll find your Club Inspire prices there as well. But that's not it. We've even got the Finesse waterproof ink pad. So this is the 3-piece collection. So great for if you're colouring with your Aqua Pens, Sparkle Pot, anything water-based. £12.72 here in the UK, $19.09 for you guys stateside, where you're getting a saving of 15% on that one. So always remember that you can go across onto our website. If you are watching, best place is always to watch and shop is on the website, because you can do it at the exact same time, but it could be of YouTube, or it could be, if you're watching right now, on Facebook. But you know, best place is always the website, I would like to say. You can see the details right along the bottom. I've kind of alluded to them a few times throughout the show. crafterscompanion.co.uk.com or .eu. Have a little browse as to everything that's there, and even have a look at the download section as well. A lot of good little downloads that you can print out in colour. But what we're going to do is, before we come at the end of the show, we're going to go back and we're going to have a look at the craft kit that just launched yesterday. So I'm going to be quiet and we're going to go straight over to Jan, who's just going to have a look at it once again.
So yes, number 34 in our range of craft kits, and this one's the shaped pop-out craft kit. So this is the kind of thing that we can be making. You've got that lovely decoration on the front, but when we open, you've got that beautiful pop-up element inside there. You've got all the stamps that you need, you've got the little stamp presents, all you need is a little bit of colour in there, and this is the kind of thing that you can make. If I show you another one here, there, just decorated the front, and then inside you've got that lovely pop-up element there. So you can see the birthday cake one there with the candles on. The sentiments and everything are in there. So the main element that you need in the box is that concept die. So again, inspiration on the front makes a minimum of 24. And I do say minimum because obviously, you know, you've got extra bits left that you can use for your other designs. So again, this is the worker die. So excuse my little bits of card that are left in there. Yours will come nice and clean, all right? But this is the concept. This is the idea where you're going to get that birthday lettering and then the elements here that pop out. And the die does all the cutting, all the scoring. The only score lines that you would need to add is a little bit at the edge of your card at either side, just to fold the card in half. So that's the main element. And to be honest, you know, you'd pay a decent amount of money for the metal work. And then you've got all the other goodies in there as well. So as always, you know, we've got the metal, we've got the stamps to go with it. So you can see where we got those presents from there, just stamped and coloured in. The cake elements, you've got the candles, lots of sentiments on there to go. You can even see where that one was, this one was decorated here with the little starburst. That's all part of your stamp set look. So loads of different bits for you to work with. And then you get your embellishments. So there are 2 lots of ribbon, 3 lots of ribbon should I say, and 2 lots of gems. So you've got pearl gems and you've got the crystal gems in there, all in that lovely colour scheme to work with. We have got 3 different size card blanks again. So a pack of 6x6, 5x7s, 6x4s, and you've got the corresponding envelopes to put those in. So that's all ready to go. And then in the back there, we've got that lovely sort of selection of double-sided. If I actually show you the colour scheme, have we got a purple one? I think I've used all my purple.
You used them all.
There is a nice purple in there as well.
You can tell.
All right, but again, double-sided, absolutely beautiful. And new packaging as well. So again, you know, I'd be keeping this. I'd be utilising this for something. So your card, all the elements come in there, and then that lovely selection of coordinating pattern papers. Oh, it's there, look, my piece of purple. I put it in to match that one. So again, you've got lots of different designs in there. In that, you can see the colour scheme there, predominantly the green, the purple, and then that lovely sort of tan shade in there. So again, everything you need in that kit. The only thing that you would need to add to that is maybe a bit of cardstock, and of course you would need a die cutting machine to cut the concept die. But if you were watching with us early, you'll see that this is the one that I made. You can see that sort of paper choice there with the purple, that's the purple behind it. And we did the on your from the stamp set, stamped out the little presents. You can see some of the gems in place there, and then we've got that lovely pop-up section in the beginning there, in the middle. So yeah, really novel idea. Lots of fun to be had with that one again. Yeah,
it's good, and it's kind of doing the role reverse. Now, absolutely, you can decorate the front of your card, you know, till your heart's content. But what you can do is you can keep the front very simple, and you're doing that inside to do all the shouting. You give it to a friend or a family, they're going to think, how did you make that? And unbeknown to them, it's just a little die. And I always like to say it as well when it comes to the craft kits. The die and the stamps, as long as you look after them, they're going to last you a lifetime. You just need to use your own products at home to create more gorgeous cards. Right, here we go. So we are now coming to the end of this hour. So if you've if you have missed the start, we have filmed this one because right next, you don't need to go far, you don't need to do anything. For you guys stateside, you're going to find Sarah Cross on the Crafters Companion USA Facebook page, where she has got an incredible USA warehouse clearance. Of course, you could be watching on YouTube, the website, any way that you do tend to watch as well. So enjoy that warehouse clearance. Jan, thank you so much for coming in and demonstrating while I've done this side.
It's been great.
Had a lot of fun. When are you back, Jan?
I'm back Sunday, actually. Well, yes, I'm back on Sunday. So I've got some shows. I've got 2 shows Sunday. I've got a craft class and I've got Second Chance Sunday. So yes, I'll see you then.
Excellent. That's going to be so much fun as well. So get your comments coming in, keep them coming in. Although we haven't been live, the team are going to be there and answering any questions that you need. And some of us as well will be popping on if any additional help. Right, I'm going to be back tomorrow where it comes to our usual slot of Wake Up Call, 12 p.m. here in the UK, 7 a.m. Eastern Time, or 4 a.m. Pacific time, I want to say, thereabouts. So it's going to be a jam-packed day. It's going to be Throwback Thursday. So I'm going to see you then. Have a lovely rest of the day if you're here in the UK, Europe, you guys stateside. Enjoy your warehouse clearance with Sarah, and we will see you again very shortly on Crafters TV. Bye.